So first thing that I want to do real quick, because this is a neat little Easter egg that not a whole lot of people know about, even people who are really big fans of Symphony of the Night. The original PlayStation 1 disc of Symphony of the Night is also an audio CD.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes. If you take a PlayStation 1 disc of Symphony of the Night and you put it in a CD player, it is formatted to have 2 tracks on it. The first track is the game. It
Sure.
doesn't do anything. But there is a second track, and if you play it, here's what happens.
As you can see, this is a PlayStation Black disc. Cut number 1 contains computer data, so please don't play it. But you probably won't listen to me anyway, will you?
That's a heck of a thing.
I've never heard of any other PlayStation games doing that. When I figured out about this, I tried putting every single PlayStation game that I had in a CD player.
Naturally, right?
Because why wouldn't
you
you
have
try
to know, right?
No, that's really good. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on that. You can look that up on YouTube if you want to know more about it, but, it's just a fun little secret.
Hey,
So we're going to do a couple of things while this is going on. First is that I'm going to keep a timer. There's also going to be a point, just so everyone knows, where we're going to take a selfie.
okay.
I'll let you know when we get there.
One of those.
Oh,
Right,
yeah. I'll let you know when we get there, but just be aware that there's a point where we're gonna do a selfie. It's just gonna happen. Yep.
Alrighty. So, if I remember correctly, there's some kind of manipulation you can do based on how you name your file. Or you
There is. I'm not going to be doing any of that. I am going to be playing on a disc that already has cleared data. That will be important for 2 reasons. First off, right off the bat, if you beat that very first kind of prequel encounter, within 60 seconds of starting the game, you get bonus stats. That's going to help the run a little bit.
Okay.
And that's actually something that I found out within a year of the game's release. I just happened to trip across that.
There's just so many good little
really well known
tricks.
Tons and tons of secrets. Yeah, do we want to reposition real quick?
I'm trying to set this up.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
should we mute this first and then
I
move
don't
it?
know how to say.
Boop. Okay, I think we have sound again. We're good.
Look good?
Sure.
All right.
Can someone test the...
So we good on mic?
Mic check. We're good.
Mic check. We're good. Yeah. Can we get a chat mod?
Oh yeah, wait. So yeah, someone maybe poke Ryan or something, or somebody.
We can get Ryan back on the chat.
Press dot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Huh?
Mike sounds good.
Sure.
Okay. Great. Awesome. Thank you.
We're good.
So here we go in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Timer start?
Yep. I got a timer.
Yeah!
Don't worry. I'll be commenting and playing the game and keeping track of the timer. And at some point we'll do a selfie. It's just how it's gonna be. No holding my breath this time around. So. This is just how it starts. It's, you know about this, right?
This is effectively the final boss battle of the last Castlevania game before this one, which, if I remember correctly, didn't actually come out in the U.S. for a good while. Or I'm misremembering the game.
There are 2 versions of it. Dracula X did. Rondo of Blood was a little harder to get a hold of. I don't remember if that had a U.S. release. Okay, that should do it.
So it's a pretty nice touch to kind of do the previous game's final boss.
There we
even,
go.
trying to do the
quick
UI.
enough. That's fine.
I love the monster design of that too. It's a total callback to Castlevania 1. It's like crazy cookie monster. And it's like, oh, that's what that was supposed to be.
That's pretty good.
That was about 3 seconds slower than I wanted it to be, but yeah, who's
Oh
splitting
darn!
hairs?
Right.
Alright, so we're going to be shield dashing real soon, so if you want to start explaining that, I'll be doing it by the time
sure.
you're done.
So walking is slow, and we're trying to go fast. You have a back dash, which is pretty fast and makes you go backwards, but it has a bit of a kind of recovery period at the end of it, right? You do a fast dash, and then you slow down to get to a stop. But you also have a shield, and they were pretty nice, and they let you put up your shield to block pretty much whenever. It turns out,
like.
if you turn around, dash backwards, and then put up your shield and then drop it right as you get to the slow part of the dash, you can just do this really, really fast forever. And it's, until you get some better movement options, some kind of upgrades, whatever, that's going to be the fastest way for him moving across level ground.
This is also why I'm going to be holding the controller in really weird ways at various points throughout the game.
The hair.
Well, this is going to be really strange, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's also really funny because like, especially with the ultimate weapons, people are like, oh, you're
And here they all go.
And then this.
There's actually only one thing in here I'm disappointed to lose, and that's the Alucard shield.
Yeah.
Partly because of shield dashing, but we'll get a replacement for that soon enough. But also partly because it's going to be really important in terms of really cheesing the later part of the game and beating bosses fast.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
There is a way to get past that scene without losing your equipment, but it is incredibly difficult and involves a bunch of stat manipulation and damage boosting off of the wolf in the previous room, and the knockback sending you flying so fast that you're walking through the room and land the other side without triggering it.
So strictly speaking, the cube here isn't necessary, but it's going to make life a little easier and probably a little faster on average.
I see.
It's skippable, but whatever. I think it makes the run a little bit faster, and it makes my life a lot easier, so I'll get it.
One of the things you actually had to do like a lot more dialogue in the opening, but it didn't localize well, so rather than just having weird things like, no, my stuff!
Oh, there's
actually
yeah, there's a lot of really good B-reel level dialogue throughout the game. Unfortunately, we're not going to be experiencing really any of it.
That's pretty good.
Because I'm skipping as much dialogue as possible, but, you know.
Oh, you got a shield, it's over.
I've got a shield.
have to donate to get the unpixelated picture of the CD. I'm going to say $200 million.
I'll take it.
I think they just heard me.
Oof.
Yeah. All right, we'll just reset the
very
room.
first Castlevania game. Like, that's like...
There we go.
Yeah.
Never run out of bones either.
Yeah, you
Nope,
think like
they
a
never
couple
do.
hundred shots and pretty much be done, right?
A self-eating skeleton.
Yeah. Self-sacrifice. He takes his job very seriously.
I can buy that. Oh yeah, one fun thing about this is that the candles, when they were lit, they used to explain, why do they always come back lit when you come back in the room? And so for a while, we're going to have a guy who's always lighting candles as you came in.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And then they said, well, what if the player catches and kills them? And then when the candles never light again, and so they decided to just like, it's magic.
So I'm skipping a safety save because I'm confident.
Okay.
We haven't saved yet. It's fine.
What could go wrong?
Yep, pretty
Wish I had
much.
some wood to knock on. Funny enough,
I know.
Hollow Knight came out last year, great Metroidvania, but actually does have the gimmick of there's an extremely, extremely rare chance that if you come to a signpost that you previously destroyed, you will find a member of the Guild of Signpost Repairmen trying to fix it. When he sees you, you'll run away enormously fast, but it's possible to kill him.
That's the exact same thing. I wonder, and like the creator had mentioned that.
Yeah,
and
it makes you wonder,
lie.
yeah, so I was like, that's, hearing that now, it's like, that's probably not a coincidence.
That's hilarious. Like, the vision is finally realized.
Yeah.
That's pretty fast.
That's pretty fast.
We're not even going to wait for the health pot to spawn. We're not going to pick up any of those because it just takes time.
And you gotta go fast, right?
Yeah, we gotta go fast.
Fast makes me feel alive.
Yep. We're not going to bother with that save point either, but we'll get a little bit of healthy save in the next room.
Oh, okay, cool. That's one of my favorite things in the whole dang game is all these like secret spells that like you technically have the whole time, but most people only find out about them when they find one of the hidden scrolls that teaches you how to do it.
Yep, I'll be using a couple. Okay, good that I didn't get poisoned there. That's all I really cared about.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
Because then you do so little damage.
Yeah, that would add up a lot.
Yep. And waiting for that to wear off, we don't have time for that.
Right.
Classic things you find in a lot of the old school like games philosophy. Like Mario does that a lot too. Like you finally like get to like Odyssey, and it's like, did you know you can double jump?
I'm also jumping and striking right before I land, because if you do that, then you can get a second landing. It cancels the attack animation, so you can immediately attack
that
again.
Crouch kind of low like sweep right there.
Those guys are really annoying, but if you can catch them in a high jump, or you can get something like that.
Or Fleetman complete.
Yep. So the first like 10 minutes of this run or so are pretty standard aside from shield dashing, but we're starting to come up on one of the first actual sequence breaks. There's something that I need, and there's stuff that I want. Hopefully it'll go according to plan. If not, then I'll just take the backup plan and move on. But I'm not going to explain that one too much.
Is it the kind of thing that you'll know immediately whether you're going to get it, or you have to make a couple tries?
I'm not going to take a couple tries. I'll try once, and if I get it, I get it.
One of the interesting things about the philosophy of the level design of this game is that one of the rules was whoever designed the boss had to be able to showcase a strategy that you can beat the boss without taking any damage.
Yeah, they actually have those.
That's really cool.
They have those unlockable videos where they demonstrate the techniques for how to beat any of the bosses perfectly.
Yeah, and that was a test for getting it into the game.
That's actually really neat. That's really cool. Good policy. It's like, I can't remember the game, but I've played at least one before that had the gimmick of that, like, one of the developers had that rule. Like, I'm not going to put anything in there that I can't myself beat. And they made a level and basically beat it in the first try, and said good, and only later realized that they basically got lucky and being completely on a fluke.
Yeah.
And the level ended up being, overwhelmingly too hard, and just decided to keep it anyway.
It's like when they shipped Ninja Gaiden and they realized there was a bug, like right beforehand. You normally go back to like whatever level you're on, like 6 dash 3, you go ahead and start 6 dash 3 when you die.
Right.
And the final level of the game is 6. You actually die, you go back to 6 dash 1. And they're like,
right.
Makes it harder.
And that used to be just the philosophy, right?
Yeah.
Just like, well, you get a lot of playtime out of it because you have to keep doing it over and
like,
over.
It's like 50 minutes actual playtime if you stretch it out across someone's entire life.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I'm noticing is that whenever you start a new game, there are 4 stats. There's strength, constitution, intelligence, and luck. And anytime you play the game, one of those stats is going to grow fast, one of those stats is going to grow slow. You ideally want high strength. We didn't get it, but we didn't get low strength either. So basically average luck.
Is that just a matter of there's certain kind of breakpoint enemies that'll take? Oh, it takes 4 hits to kill them if you don't have it, and 3 if you do.
That's how I know.
Okay.
This is basically a doppelganger. Yep.
And
I'm just going to loop around nice like this. He'll get to the end. We don't want to let him turn into a bat over there, or he can one-shot us.
One shot? Oh, I guess
One
you're
shot.
dramatically under level for this.
I am both under level for it, and it's a really, really powerful attack. Yeah, we broke the sequence. It's fine. That's exactly what we don't want to have happen. Come on, over here. Let's play nice.
Like, what makes him get into gangs? It's really the
There we go.
Okay, there's the pun for the hour.
Well, we'll see about that. We don't even want the health potion to start spawning there because it slows things down so much. Oh. All right, well played, sir. Well played. Had to get one in there.
Ooh.
That one had a little bite.
Oh. Getting into the couch is getting into the pun wars now. These things can also one-shot us, even if we're at full health, which we're not. So gotta be a little careful.
Things doing like way more damage than they have any right to.
They really do.
I mean,
That
I guess
is
like
100% correct.
I guess it's like, what are they reasonably going to shoot at the top of the staircase?
Sadly, that is not the last time we're going to be seeing them. The room that I call the worst room in this run has 2 sets of them, and I'm pretty sure that at that point you can, if not get one shot by them, at least be half dead by a single shot of them.
Goodness. Right. Now, does that mean you don't have to do the shield dash anymore?
No, because shield dashing is still faster than the wolf run until you get power-ups for the wolf, so you're still going to see a lot of shield dashing.
That's pretty funny, actually, because it's being like the speed power-up.
Yeah, it becomes really fast in certain very specific places in the game which we're not passing through again. Once you have other stuff that we're also not getting again. So the sequence break that I'm working my way toward right now is one that I accidentally did the first time I played through the game. I didn't realize that it wasn't a normal way to play it.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah. At that time, I got the double jump. For people who know the game well, I got the double jump before I saw the Jewel of Open was even a thing, which pretty badly sequence breaks the plot.
So this made like no sense the first time you were playing it.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
the relationship on this game making sense is fairly tenuous at the best of times. I love this game to death, but it's just being honest here.
It's a little silly.
But there were, like, the whole, like, anything to do with Maria made absolutely no sense because I'd skipped 2 interactions with her.
Okay.
So, yeah, it just did not work well for... Cool. So that's... The first part of it is not getting stuck there. It's really easy to get bounced back if that one skull wants to be a jerk.
I'm actually not sure. I presume
Alright,
yes, but I'm not sure.
here's the start of the sequence break. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So we've got a lineup for. Here we go.
That's
That's the first part of it. You're supposed to have double jump to get past that. I don't have double jump, but you can damage and boost past it.
I don't think so.
Here's what I'm actually after, rather than double jump.
You get it? Ooh.
Looks like I got it. Okay, those 3 items. That's all. That's what I was really here
pretty
for.
solid. Okay.
So got the sequence break. And we finally have our first piece of armor, which means we have a lot more survivability, which is really nice. The power of that weapon is approximately double the weapon that I had before, so I'm really glad that I got to pick it up. It's going to make things both a lot easier and reasonably faster. Overall, that whole loop probably isn't worth the time savings, but when you account for the pentagram, it's also going to make my life so incredibly much easier.
No, it makes total sense.
That it's really, really worth it.
And you didn't really spend that much extra time trying to get set it up, so, right? Like, I can imagine, I can see why that would not be worth it if you were spending a lot of extra time.
It's easy to miss coming out at the right time of that jump.
I like those elevators.
Yep.
A little excessive.
Well, yeah, like they wanted everything in the game to feel intense and violent, and so, like, that was, like, the watchword of everything, and this one day the elevator animation came in, and it's like, yeah, that's it.
What the heck? Yeah.
Just imagine, like, the poor skeletal, like, elevator repairman who keeps trying to make it work.
So, before those were taking 2 shots, now I can wash off them. That's really nice.
That saves a lot, yeah.
I'm going to go for a little bit of safety health here again. So those were 5 shots before, now they're 3.
3, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's going to start adding up pretty quick.
Yep.
Well, also just the higher
And
standard.
we had to get over there to get the wolf power up, even though I haven't used it yet.
Right.
I'm going to use it, I think, exactly once in this entire run, but it's super, super critical for the next sequence break,
Makes sense.
which is, without double jump, getting the mist form.
Yeah.
Getting into the arena without double jump, yeah, that's messy enough. You need the wolf for it. Interestingly, you don't need the wolf for actually moving around. You need the wolf for making it so that you can get into the dive kick animation.
Okay.
Which, how does that make you go higher? Well, you're about to see, and we're also going to see how well we've timed the. Okay, cool. I'm just going to do it, then we'll talk about it. Bounce off that. There we are, up here.
Perfect.
And there we go. No, we bounced off the candle, which normally without double jump you can't do the dive kick.
Yeah.
But if you go into
That'll
one of the
dive
forms,
kick.
yep.
Which is hilarious because they probably just assumed, like, well, of course they can't get in that situation without having the double jump already.
Yep.
So.
those things can take away about at least half my health on a single hit, so we want to do that real fast.
As far as
we also
skeletons
really want to do that
boy.
turn really quick, otherwise those can bounce you around and you can end up
you
with...
get shredded, yeah. As far as skeletons with a projectile weapon goes, standing on top of staircase, that one seems a lot more effective than the rifle guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of peril with either of those situations, but you know. So this section is really funny. I used to worry a lot about fighting these guys, but it turns out if you just walk forward and keep going, they cannot do anything to you.
Yeah, that's classic tapping from Castlevania 1. Like, there's so many guys, like hunchbacks and so on. If you just like do that, they just go right over you, and you're just turn around and kill them by.
That's fantastic.
This is going to come in handy soon, but not quite yet. Basically, for the boss fight, that's going to make it easier and faster. So this is the first time that I'm going to be trying to do Soul Steal. That's going to make the next room. I used to struggle with that room a lot in terms of both safety and speed for the speed run. Soul Steal will hopefully just evaporate the first half of it. See, those guys are real nasty.
That's rough.
Gotta get this. There we go.
Alucard,
wanna get one
good move.
I want to get one more spell. Come on. Oh. There we go.
Very effective.
That makes things a lot better. So they're not dead, so we're not out of the woods yet. Oof. Okay. Missed that policy. Should have just gone for it. Okay, good. Go there. Ouch. Alright, we're good.
That's close.
That's all I care about. 17 life, that's plenty.
But now you have the Game Breaker.
I love that, like,
Yeah,
no matter
not
what
yet.
Like, no matter what you do, in which
It's half.
hearts are never light.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And nobody stops and thinks about that, right? It's like, they needed a really recognizable icon, I guess.
Yeah.
And that,
Hearts was probably like in some sort of dev kit they had.
right. Yeah, we'll fix it in later. Don't worry about it. No.
Or maybe they thought they would use it originally, but then they realized that the bars were giving more granularity, and then they said, like, we still have this icon.
So the first fun part about this boss is if you cancel the dialogue and pause into that, you can get a couple of free hits before they even start moving.
Oh, interesting. That's pretty goofy. Hey, werewolves. Awesome.
Oh, that was cool.
So, people who aren't maybe aware, just in case, the shield rod is a really wacky item. I think a lot of people don't really realize what you're supposed to do with it when you get it.
Here's what
The point is that it is item he's not using, so I don't need to bother explaining it. But he'll be using it eventually, and the idea is it takes on different properties depending on what shield you have. We'll start with that. Yes. The best one being how to interact with the Alucard shield. Once you lost at the start of the game, you can find all of your initial targets in the game. And that would be one of the ways. You do go for the Alucard shield rod nonsense. Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're gonna do
what,
some.
What way is it faster to kill bosses?
You'll see.
Oh. Okay.
It depends on the boss.
The fact that it's named the Alucard Shield makes you wonder, like, this guy is like, you know, he thought that this cool idea to name his shield Dracula backwards, and then he just kept using it as his gimmick.
Oh, yeah.
What should we name your shield? Alucard. What should we name your sword? Alucard.
And he writes on the inside of it.
Yeah.
Anyone know?
Gonna get it.
Anyone actually know Alucard's real name?
Jeff.
Nope.
Nope.
There's a question. I'll leave that one out there. Alucard has a real name. Please don't just look it up.
Huh.
Curious if anyone... Oh, we gotta reset this room, sorry.
So by the way, those menus that you were seeing, like, those were never supposed to be the final menus. They're always supposed to be placeholder menus.
Really?
Yeah, and so like the big takeaway was never let anything just be a placeholder.
So there we go, using that.
Yeah.
Because you run out of dev time.
And you don't replace it.
And you get used to it.
Yeah.
It just becomes, it stops bothering you because you're like, oh yeah, that's just how the game is.
I worked with the designer once who made the point of like, make sure anything you do as placeholder is as hideous and unusable as humanly possible,
Yes.
so that you don't forget. Yeah.
Right.
There's our second soul steal.
Titled strat.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, yeah, I've done before too. Just make sure it's obviously not supposed to be anything close to final.
those guys get really annoying.
Really
It's not
mean.
the last we're gonna see of them.
Yeah, so to
In
say,
fact,
like,
there's one right down here.
there's some good designer who said, man, the Fleetmen are really, really annoying. You know, it'd be great if they
Give
took
them armor.
2 hits instead of 1.
Yeah.
So unintentionally, okay. Sometimes you can get lucky and keep them on the ground for a while, which
We're big on using rainbows for like every really crazy magic and stuff.
I think just like they just were so excited to finally use so many colors in a game at this point in development.
I buy that, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, people just go crazy. It's like in Castlevania 3, where they figured out a way to do destructible terrain that's not that's like and moving terrain. And so like they would have these horrible sections where you would just box with balls for it would take like 8 minutes before you could climb them. It's like look, we figured out a new color destructive terrain.
That's super cool.
so it
It's
looks
like, I can't play.
Yeah.
So it looks like we did actually get unlucky, and we do have the low strength, which is why that was taking so long.
Oh.
I may have actually gotten a couple of crits that hid some of the places where I thought I was doing it in low enough.
I
You were
Yeah.
so good, you sabotaged yourself.
I got a
accidentally
little
better
lucky.
than I thought.
Curses.
Okay, so I picked up an Onyx. That's going to be irrelevant. That's going to be important pretty soon. I'll let you guess about that.
Oh, I think I remember this bit.
You know, have you seen this one before?
I might have. Are you making a trip to the library?
Yeah. We're gonna be completely breaking the economy of this game pretty soon. The single most broken thing in terms of the economy of this game is the fairy card.
The fairy card?
The fairy card.
Is that like Alucard, but
Not dubious.
Yeah.
Can I interrupt the fun? We just got Zlata just got donated $100.
Yeah!
Hey, fantastic! That's nice. Killer.
Children, thank you.
For the children.
they're the future!
Back to your Castlevania action.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm gonna try and line this up so I land directly on the fairy
Oh,
card.
that's cool.
Perfect.
Just because I can. It's nice and clean that way.
So a fairy card is one of the it's one of for summoning a familiar, a fairy familiar.
It does, yep.
Which is normally, moderately useful. It's kind of a neat gimmick. It's one of those things where it's like they've spent a lot of time developing this entire familiar system that a significant number of players are never going to see.
So the important
it's
thing
cool,
here is
but-
that the fairy is going to have a line of voice dialogue. If I just wait here for a second. And that lets me pause during the menu here. So we're going to get ready to sell, then equip it. And the question is, what happens when you sell more of something than you actually have? What do you end up with?
You end up with
You end up with this nonsense. We need a lot of money. We need a lot of money.
It rolls over.
Yeah, so if you sell the item when you have it equipped, which you can normally only do because shouldn't be
You're not supposed to be able to pause during this menu.
Right.
Yeah. So you underflow the amount that you have, and we actually do need most of this money.
Right.
There you
There's
go.
an economy to rule, right?
So now we're actually going to do a little bit of shopping. We're going to pick up one of these, one of these, one of these. This is super important. We definitely need that. We don't really care about regular weapons anymore. Regular weapons are useless. We're going to pick up some of the better armor in the game, and there we go. We're done shopping.
And now he's broken the game. So the duplicator is the item that you normally it's priced impractically. It's supposed to be like you've done something horrendous if you were ever able to afford this. You shouldn't be able to. He has done something very horrendous.
Yeah.
And what the duplicator does, as long as you have it equipped, your consumable items that you have to equip in your weapon slots are not consumed.
Yep. So we're going to keep taking this one Buffalo Star, which is pretty game-breakingly powerful, and we're just going to keep throwing it over and over and over and over again.
That's always a great thing is that the end game items be just like way more than you need. At these types of games, it's always like it's so depressing when you finally get the last thing.
Yeah.
It's so depressing. It's like you want it so much, and you finally get the +10 sword or whatever, and you're like,
Right.
and now I have nothing.
Right.
But in this case, we get to use it for most of the game.
And so, like, and you've got nothing left to use it for, and you have nothing to afford to. So having like a super overpriced item is great.
That wing smash.
Yeah, but then
Yeah,
you
that's
just
what I was trying to. There we go.
Right.
So, one might be wondering, let's see how much time has passed. Actually, I can't look right now. So we're probably about, what, 20 minutes in, something like that?
I'd say it's probably a pretty decent estimate.
Yeah. One might be wondering, how are you going to go and pick up the silver ring and the gold ring and get the holy glasses to do the Richter fight, to defeat the orb, to get to the second castle? In that entire list of things that I just described, we're going to be doing exactly one of them, getting to the second castle.
Oh, good. I mean, that entire process.
Because who has time for any of the
that entire process is great for the kind of, like the lunchtime talk with your friends at school about, like, I figured out the secret boss at the end of the game, and everyone's like, nuh-uh, whatever. It's great for all that. It's not great for going fast.
Yep.
And we were trying to go fast.
We're going fast. Yep.
Yeah, it was a magical time when there weren't, like, the internet to look up everything.
Yep. There technically was an internet, but it wasn't a really great resource for easily finding all of the tricks for all of the games.
Right.
Yet, it was getting there, so you generally still,
Yeah, it's like, it was a magical moment of just enough that you to know that the castle could flip over.
Right.
Just let that happen. Yep.
It was, I had a friend in like elementary school that had me 100% convinced that there was a secret cheat to unlock like a ninja costume for Mario and Mario 64.
My big thing was Smash Bros. Is actually secret character.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, I got amazing at Pikachu because he convinced me that if you could beat the whole game without using a life from like the very, very hard, or going over like 50% damage, you can Raichu.
Super, oh my gosh. Super tricky boss coming up. We gotta be really careful with it. And it's dead.
Oh. Real tricky, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just messing with
you. The trick is to throw stars at it.
That will not be the last time that I mess with you. Oh, there we go, that's more like it. So pretty much every boss now is going to devolve into being incredibly simple. We're going to take a safety save here because we're lining up a pixel-perfect placement to a frame-perfect trick. So in case something goes wrong, I want a backup plan.
No problem.
It's actually not as hard as it sounds, because the pixel perfect lineup is not that hard to get. There's a good sequence for it. And the frame perfect trick you can buffer and try again. That's a little too far. That looks about right. That should do it. Oops, that was a misstep. So let's try that again. I'm not sure if that's far enough. That's too far.
For reference, the boss that the game tries to make you think is the final boss is about one room to the left from here. And you'll notice this looks just like the throne room he was in the prologue.
Off by a
that was
frame.
supposed to be the final boss of the previous game.
Off by a frame.
I mean, it's supposed to be that you think that you're fighting like Richter Belmont, who's gone evil after beating Dracula at the end of the last game. And there's normally this elaborate secret that you can get to get you magic glasses to see better.
I got it. There we
control.
go. We just broke the scenery. You'll note that the camera was following me when it's supposed to be locked. And that lets us wing smash through here, which lets us just walk past the entire encounter.
Well, cool.
See ya, Belmont.
So, that was the first castle. We're on to the second castle now, where most things can kill us extremely easily.
And this would be
But that's
normally
life.
a really big dramatic reveal, kinda, when you first figure out you can do this and you realize you're going through the whole castle but flipped upside down full of a bunch of nastier things, whatever. And he's just waltzing in here.
Yep. So,
yeah, pretty much. This is it.
Is it always time?
Yeah.
So the Upside Down Castle has 5 bosses that are basically locks that you, in order to get to Dracula, you have to beat all 5. There does exist a trick that you can get to Dracula without defeating any of them, but it's so incredibly hard, I have tried for hours and not succeeded once.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And so we're actually going to defeat the bosses.
I'm going to try.
They're not going to be hard, but we're still going to defeat them. Getting to the bosses is more dangerous than the bosses themselves.
These wretched fools and fiendish creatures are no match for the ability to throw a lot of stars. Like you understand, a lot of stars.
Wasn't that basically like the whole concept of Ninja?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. So maybe this is a more valid strategy, like across the board.
Yeah.
Just throw a lot of stars at it.
Yep. Getting close to our first, there are a couple of really dangerous corridors that hopefully you won't even feel like are dangerous. coming up after this boss. This one's pretty easy. You just sort of wing. Come on, wing smash.
Just sort of ...
There we go.
So,
wing smash, and then we're at the boss. So here's Medusa. And there's Medusa.
Rude.
Yep. So we've got Dad's heart.
This would somehow be a lot more disturbing that the item was actually called Dad's Heart.
It's like you finally obtained your father's love.
It's called Vlad's heart. It's called Vlad's heart. That's not that far off.
Well, I know, but like...
Yeah, like Dad and Vlad.
And Vlad is your dad.
Yeah.
Okay, wing smash will line us up there so we don't hit anything. Oh no! We're playing that game, huh?
Yeah.
I think these things can one-shot us, so let's just not get caught by them.
It's not that great thing from like the evil like Blue Beetle who like reveals, I've got the heart of a true hero. It's in a jar in the back of my closet.
Ooh. That went dark.
It's a good show. That never even was awesome.
Okay, past those guys.
Dash backwards.
Yep. Most of this game is dash backwards.
It's fun.
Moonwalk.
It's funny how much of like this crazy adventure Elmer's going on. He's not gonna get to see most of the time.
Yeah. Another easy health refill, just not gonna bother. Because it takes time. See if we can line up the wing smash. Yes, okay. So remember that boss earlier that was super easy? It's a regular enemy now. And it's still just as easy. So we're coming up on both one of our bosses and our selfie opportunity, so you might see me lining up. Fine, right, we're just gonna walk. So I'm gonna start lining this up while I'm lining up the boss. And... Everyone get ready for your selfie. We got plenty of time.
That... Wow, that's an animation.
It's a really long animation.
It's like someone was experimenting, like, can I take a Sprite and just, like, dissolve it? And you're like, I mean, yeah, we have to do that now. It's like, I'm doing it.
You may as well do something with that time. We got a nice selfie out of it, right?
Wing smash. There you go.
Yep, there we go. So there's a safety save before an incredibly deadly area, which we're just going to ignore the safety save. Hope for the best.
They're doing this and the stars just barrage. He has to be spitting them.
There's literally a save point about a screen and a half away from us there, but we're just gonna play it nice and safe and hope that we come out in time. There we go. Those spikes won't insta-kill us, but close enough that, especially between those and the skeletons, that you can bounce around there and easily lose a good run. And while that's going on, I'm just going to send that selfie to a couple of family members. Might send it to a couple more, because there's going to be another long hallway like this.
Do your taxes real quick.
Yeah, pretty much. There's some really nice break opportunities here. Yeah. Get some stretches in. This is going to come in handy later. This is another one of those sort of walk-forward hallways. If you go too fast, then you're likely to get clipped by those guys.
Dude. What, Malachi?
You don't these guys. Yeah. And now there's nothing in the hallway, so you can just go nice. These guys do a ton of damage too, so don't want to get caught by their ginormous swords.
Oh man. You know, it's like,
Yep.
it's funny that no one has ever made fun of Castlevania games for including like the same slew of creatures in every single one because they're so cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, they do a good job of having there be an enormous variety of enemies in these games. That the fact that they keep importing them, it's like no one minds. It's like, oh darn, you imported 150 really interesting and unique enemies to fight.
Yeah. And also, it's just like there's that each one is like a very simple concept executed well.
Yeah.
And so that it gives them both the sense to make each one have a strong individual personality, so they can play together.
So
But
coming
also
back
they
here,
combine in interesting ways.
Yeah.
We'll be coming back here after we've defeated all 5 of the bosses. We're up to 2 so far. Those things can one-shot us, so we're just going to make smash past them too.
There's a lot of hallways in this room that can be summarized as those things can one-shot us.
Yep, and now we're going to finally start making use of the pentagram.
So
Pentagram doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it hits everything on the screen. So if the stuff that you're trying to kill... It is really loud. If the stuff that you're trying to kill is pretty weak, then you can basically just beat anyone and kill. It's really handy around the little skeletons.
Oh, those are...
And that makes life so much easier.
Yeah, I bet. Those are Nova Skeletons, right?
Yeah, the Nova Skeletons do a ton of damage. And we'll just ignore that one. Alright, that's good enough for Pentagram for now. We'll switch back to Buffalo Stars, because we'll need those in a sec. Now's a good time for that nonsense. Okay.
Might not be that bad.
So if I did my SP management just right, I should have enough to get to the top of this hall, which is the other long hallway. So pardon me while I send that selfie again. A couple more family members.
Do you,
And if you can't see, guys, he's sending the selfie one-handed while the other hand is doing the navigation.
Whatever.
You can see it on camera.
Do you have any clue as to what stat you have boosted right now? Like, if strength is actually low, do you have any idea which of your 4 you have increased?
Well, it's definitely not Constitution, because that was pretty... We didn't get 85 hit points to start, so I'm positive that that's not high. Which means it's got to be either Intelligence or Luck, both of which are... Oh, okay. So, we didn't quite get to the top, so we'll do a Mana Prism real fast. And come on, let us... There we go. Didn't lose... Okay. Didn't lose too much height.
Good thing you also have unlimited potions forever.
Yep.
But also interesting that they did make the weird design choice of it taking, like, actually taking time after you hitting use potion for it to actually apply to you.
Yep, you have to be careful with that with health potions too, which hopefully I won't need to use any of. Because if I do, it means that things have gone really bad.
I mean, like, that's just a standard thing, though.
Namely, I've taken, like, a hit or two.
That your save button, you can't just mash. You have to actually save. You can't just, like, mash it out and...
Okay.
Well, right, but I mean, you can't play this with, like, you know, potion sugar forever. It does. It just feels a little bit odd for, there's several little Castlevania that do that.
Those things you have to be really careful with. They can do about half your health in one hit, and they can guard themselves if you give them time to exist for very long.
Original Castlevania basically had the invention of the even your attack had a delay.
Right.
Like, press the button, look away, it's interesting to see as the series evolves which things they took out of the
Right.
Oh, here.
Yeah, no, it's actually a really interesting point.
Okay. Got it covered.
Take a move.
So, this isn't directly on the path to any of the bosses. You probably already know the answer for why are we headed this way.
Why are we headed this way?
Oh, come on, what else do I need? What do I not have yet? For exploiting the game super hard. We've got the shield rod.
Well, you probably don't need me to throw softball questions at you. Explain to the audience.
Yeah. So we don't have the Alucard shield yet. That's what we're really after. Pick you off. Pick you off. Nice long hallways broken up by the occasional enemies.
Yeah, he is going to get the Alucard shield, which is the shield he lost at the start of the game, the Super Nito one that he said was the only one he cared about. Yep. And then we'll get to start seeing what the shield rod is actually really for. It basically casts a different spell. The long story short is it casts a spell depending on what shield you have equipped. And because the Alucard shield is the best shield in the game, it does the best spell in the game. And the best spell in the game is hold your shield up. But anything that touches that shield is annihilated. Just does absolutely catastrophic damage every single frame that they are touching the shield. And so you can just kind of walk forward holding the shield and vaporize things in front of you.
Yep, we're going to start seeing that on bosses really soon. Well, as soon as we get to a boss. So you do have to actually take the shield, equip it, get the shield rod and equip it. We're going to do that in just a second when we get back to the waterfall, because then you get into a weird animation that you don't really see very often. And it's just fun to show that off real quick. So shield rod, ally charge shield. Let's do that nice and quick. We got a double tap it. Good enough.
And now it's cast. I believe the idea is that now that you cast that once,
Yep.
It's up as long as you have the shield equipped.
Yep. It does have a timer on it, but the timer is for how long the shield is out. It will eventually run out.
Ah, I see.
But we're only going to be keeping it up for shield dashing, which is so fast that you're really not burning time on it.
Right.
And for specifically killing, that's the last non-boss that we're going to bother using the shield with.
Got it.
So it's really only going to be used for bosses, and those are going to be melting so fast that it really doesn't matter.
Right.
It's not going to run out.
Now, I think I saw you were also recovering health every time you dealt damage there.
It's true.
Turns out, Alucard shields, pretty good piece of equipment there.
It is. There's a saving point directly north of us, but who has that when there's a boss right here?
Right.
Someone in chat asked, what is everyone's favorite games to play? I know you played a lot of
Yeah, I played a lot of platformers. Obviously, Metroidvanias are really near and dear to my heart.
kind of your thing.
Yeah. I also really like strategy games, which obviously I'm not showing off at all right now. But yes.
Like, what kind of strategy games are you talking about?
Turn-based strategies.
Turn-based strategy games?
Yeah. Big fan of that. We'll probably take a couple of hits here from bats. They're annoying. Oh, we cleared that one. That's nice.
Dodged.
Hey.
Yep. I expect to get hit there. It's fine. May take a hit here too, but then we're done with bats.
Easy.
Yep. So we've got 3 of the 5 bosses so far. And this is where the teleporters really come in.
Michael Lee, I just jumped in the chat. What's up?
Hey, Mike, what's going on?
So we're circling back around to pretty much where we
The one
started
you hit
the second
earlier,
castle.
right?
Yep.
I liked it. You know, there came some point in development. They're like, well, the door's on the floor.
Yep.
How are we gonna get you up to the one on the ceiling? And they're like, put an elevator or something in there, and it has this like kind of placeholder-looking elevator block in there.
Absolutely.
And you're like, yeah, good enough.
So here's another blink and you'll miss it boss.
That's a big bat.
It's not actually real until it gets to that side of the screen instead.
That was a big bat.
It was a very big bat.
Yeah. About the elevator thing, that's one thing. People always say, like, oh, the smallest thing, the smallest thing makes the biggest difference. No, the biggest thing makes the biggest difference. Yeah. Like, spend 5 minutes on that to make an extra awesome weapon.
Right.
Okay, cool. Oh, losing a little bit of time there because I want to see the timers. There we go. We're 43, 18, 19-ish in.
Don't text and drive. Or text and turn into a bat and fly through your evil dad's reverse mirror hellcat.
Yeah, but texting and speedrunning is fine as long as you know what you're doing.
Oh, sure.
Okay, it's time to start using the pentagram again. These guys are awful. We'll probably take a few hits in here.
Flying on right. That was the.
That's pretty good. Yep. Pretty happy about that.
I think that one of those is actually the first boss of Dawn of Sorrow.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, it's a little bit bigger, a little bit more imposing.
Got all 3.
I saw the sheer level of, like, intensity of a lot of the effects and the sound effects in particular. Like anything that was sort of like,
Yep, that's
kind of elevator, like when that they use that vampires use an elevator, smash.
Yeah.
The pentagram doesn't really have any direct impact. Crack.
Yeah. Just explode. Yeah, it just explodes on the screen.
Brutality.
Little more ring smashing to get past this one. This room fast. It's nice and open. And now we're gonna see how badly the skeletons are gonna troll me today.
Kind of also a tradition of the franchise is just having a couple of just troll bone-flinging skeletons.
Yep. That's exactly what we've got.
Exactly the right angle.
So ideally, we're just gonna weave around the skeletons, weave through the things they're throwing, and get to the top of here without taking a hit. There's so much randomness in terms of when and how they attack that I wouldn't be surprised if I take a few hits.
Right. Oh my gosh. Which is like, if I was ever making a game like this, I don't know if I'd be able to resist the temptation to do at least one room with at least one
I
enemy
love
like
that guy just jumps backwards.
Whoop, he's gone.
Right off. See ya.
Doesn't even care. He's gone already. Alright, that was actually a really nice bat ascent. It doesn't usually go that smoothly. Got rid of that last skeleton though, so I'll take it. So here's the last gatekeeper boss.
Oh, he's a big, well, he was a big boy. Yeah.
I'm real happy with that skeleton ascent. I usually
that
take
was
a
great,
couple of
yeah.
hits. That was awesome.
And I can see how that would actually make you lose like a lot of time.
You can.
It's easy to forget. Getting hit in bat form knocks you out of bat form, and you don't go into bat form instantly. So
Didn't want to wait a second there on the skull, so I just took the hit. I'm gonna go high road fan.
Flame Star is not any stronger than Buffalo Star.
No. The pentagram is significantly weaker than the Buffalo Star.
The Flame Star you just picked up.
Oh, it's stronger, but there are things that are immune to it, so people don't tend to use it that much.
Makes sense. It's one of the things I like about this game is that they have a whole bunch of these like kind of redundant items just because there's why not just have more stuff in there, right?
Yep.
Like there's a few different throwing stars, but sometimes they're immune to certain ones. It's a neat little surprise to find, right? It's part of the reason why this game is kind of a reputation of you can play through it many times and have a completely different experience every time, depending on finding a weird hidden item or getting a lucky drop or stuff like that.
Oh, and I forgot, we're gonna shield through these guys too.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
strictly speaking, but it saves going back to the menu once, and that takes time, so may as well just not menu ever again. So, it's about to be 13 o'clock. You can count the chimes if you don't believe me.
Is that I forget how that clock actually is timed? Is it based on the system clock or just game time?
It is based on essentially in-game clock.
Ah, okay.
And we didn't actually get locked out, but this entrance into the right side up castle that we're coming out is open every other minute and closed every other minute. And if we got there just a little bit late, then we would be having to literally sit and wait around for an entire 60 seconds, unable to do anything to progress. So we got kind of lucky there. So I'm actually gonna hand this off to you in a sec, because I'm going to call time when Dracula's dead.
Okay.
But I'll give it to you while we're in the warm-up for Dracula, because we have to do the shaft battle before that. Amusingly, while I'm paused in the bat form, if I still stay in bat form there, which we did, why not? It drains mana. Yeah, go for it.
Rob Felder for $100, and we got one from the newest member, the Top Choice Salad, Killa for $100.
Awesome, thank you guys very much.
Nice.
Yeah!
Very cool, very cool.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much.
Alright. Coming up on the final encounters here.
Rob Felder's my dad.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Hi, Dad. Thanks. And you said playing video games wouldn't come in handy.
Go for some hits there, and finish it up. There's shaft.
Holy cow. Alright.
Alright, so I'm gonna hand that off to you.
Okay.
When I call time, just hit the stop button.
Got it.
And let me know what the finish time was.
Sure.
Cool?
Yep.
Alright. There's the dialogue. Dracula does have a ginormous health pool, though, so it will take...
It might take
a lot of
entire,
hits.
yeah, I was gonna say it might take entire
take-
seconds to kill him.
Yeah, you might notice how long it takes. So we're gonna jump up as fast as we can. Bob with him, speed, and time.
You got 49, 42, 12.
Nice. So we got under 50 minutes.
Congrats.
Wow. Well, there it is. There's something I've done.
If
a heck
there's
of a
9
thing,
minutes left, we can actually watch credits if you guys want, or we can just switch.